The Sakamoto Days anime is facing significant backlash even before the release of its first episode. Social media, particularly Twitter, is filled with criticism, stating that the animation feels static, relying heavily on still frames, and when it does move, it appears janky rather than fluid. Many believe the adaptation doesn't do justice to the Sakamoto Days manga and argue that it deserves better treatment. Some even compare it unfavorably to Blue Lock Season 2, which is an exaggeration in my opinion. I can understand the sentiment that Sakamoto Days deserves a more polished adaptation, as it is one of the biggest titles in Shonen Jump right now, featuring incredible action scenes, fantastic comedy, and beautiful artwork by Yuto Suzuki, the mangaka. The action scenes are remarkable and can rival major Hollywood blockbusters, unhinged and chaotic with adrenaline's pumping. However, for a series that relies so much on the action, if the animation quality during the fights is poor, it could severely impact the overall reception. It's worth noting that the early episodes will focus more on grounded storytelling with a few action scenes, leaning toward a slice-of-life approach rather than being solely action-oriented. Therefore, I don't mind if the animation is not as strong as it would ideally be for the series' standout arc, like the Death Row Prisoners arc. The first season of Sakamoto Days is split into two parts. The first part most likely covers the amusement park and the lab arcs, while the second part, set to air in the summer, will most likely begin with the Death Row Prisoners arc, which is expected to have better quality due to the extra 6 months for production. Additionally, the anime's opening received criticism on Twitter for its animation quality. I disagree with this backlash. I found the opening to be impressive, both in terms of animation and the hype sign by 1D. I didn't see any significant issues with the opening video, aside from a few still frames, which are not uncommon even in the popular shows like Chainsaw Man and Dan Da Dan, since the anime industry has used still frames since its early days with Astro Boy in 1962. This shouldn't be a major concern. Since the release of Demon Slayer in 2019, expectations for upcoming anime have skyrocketed, similar to trends in the gaming industry where graphics often take precedence over story and the gameplay. While it's valid to have high expectations, sometimes the criticism can be overblown, focusing excessively on minor issues. As I was writing this, the final trailer for Sakamoto Days was released, and to me it looked better than the previous trailers, whether that's due to the smart and good editing or if they really improved on the scenes. I can't tell. Many fans are calling for TMS Studios to step down from the adaptation, hoping that studios like MAPPA, Bones, or Science Saru will take over. While I understand the desire for a well-regarded studio to adapt a favorite manga, it's important to recognize that TMS is an established studio with a history of both hits and misses. They produced acclaimed series like Dr. Stone, Fruits Basket, Detective Conan, Lupin the Third, and Megalobox. They've also had mediocre to weak adaptations like Bucky and Rent a Girlfriend. It's best to wait and see how the final anime turns out. Lastly, there's the issue of the voice actors, which mainly concerns the Japanese fanbase. Promotional videos for the manga featured younger, fresher voices, but the studio opted for more established and experienced voice actors for the anime adaptation. While fans may be attached to the original voices, I believe the selected voice actors such as Sugita Tomokazu as Sakamoto and Nobunga Shimazaki as Shin, etc., bring great talent to the roles. Overall, I believe that Sakamoto Days will be an enjoyable series upon release, and many viewers will appreciate it, even if the quality doesn't match the manga's standard. Make sure to click on this video to watch more, and subscribe for more, and like this video if you like this content.